Hey, welcome to BS About Movies. This is Sam. I'm not by myself this week, which is nice. I'm joined by Bill Van Ryn. Holy Bill.
Hey, it's me.
Hey, we usually talk all the time, but this is different now. Now you can't see us when we're talking, so you don't even know what's going on.
It's a definite improvement.
Oh, I don't know about that. I've been bringing people on to talk about movies that they love and might want to defend, and movies that maybe have been not as well thought of. Bill, tell us about you and then tell us about your movie.
Oh, well, let's see. I'm in desperate need of attention. I've been skipping all my therapy sessions. Oh, you meant what I was.
Yeah.
What I'm known for. I'm the editor of Drive-In Asylum Fanzine, and I host a weekly webcast with Sam Panico.
So this week you're going to do It Lives by Night.
Listen. Is that the wind? Or an unseen thing that science says could not happen, but does? Child! It lives by night. It matters not what you dream, nor how long you pray, nor how loud you scream. It lives by night. It lives by night. It lives by night.
There's been one or two things that have been bothering me, and I thought I'd better talk to you.
About what?
Murder.
It lives by night.
All units converge.
It lives by night.
Yes, also known as the Bat People.
Or It's Alive. Whatever you want it to be.
I've never seen it playing anywhere under the title It's Alive.
No.
Is that really an AKA for this?
I found it on IMDb. It could be IMDb's.
I don't know.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Bat People.
I don't even remember the first time that I saw it. Blockbuster went out of business and they sold off their stock in these little pop-up stores like Halloween Spirit. Well, I bought a bunch of VHS tapes back then, and one of them was Bat People.
Ah.
I don't know if that was the first time I saw it, but that was when I definitely started to appreciate Bat People. Let's put it that way. This is a movie that people seem to loathe.
Yeah.
The more people you talk to about Bat People, they're like, oh, that movie, that's stupid. MST3K did that movie.
That's not a sign that a movie's bad, by the way. Like, I don't know why that suddenly is like, well, that's a Mystery Science Theater movie. But then again, I also realize that my taste isn't that great. I mean, I think Manos is a good movie, so what do I know?
Well, I think you and I both, we look at different things we get entertainment from different aspects of a film, and it doesn't have to be the most cohesive narrative, and it doesn't have to be, the cinematography doesn't have to be knock your socks off Dario Argento for there to be value in a film, or to even get some sort of, overall impression of it, which I think it was Edgar Allan Poe who wanted to, that was his motto. Like, he wanted to do that one singular thing that was just going to freak the reader out. And Bat People is part of a genre that I like to think of as vacant cinema. It's just like there's not a whole lot there, but the absence of what's not there is haunting and compelling.
Oh man, I said that some say this movie has a leisurely pace. Others say nothing happens in it, and I think that's probably where you feel like that chill. You like movies, if I can describe it to the audience that hasn't heard us talk about this before. You like chill out movies. You like movies that are a vibe and you can just hang with it. Would you say Bat People is probably the best example of this genre?
No, the best example of that genre is Blood Mania.
Terror
that rips the screams right out of your throat. Suspense that traps you in a web of shadows and fear.
I expect $50,000, 2 weeks.
A treacherous journey inside a nightmare of passion and death. A love affair with horror. A terrifying film experience that explores the twisted souls of insanity.
I need 50,000.
I know how to get it.
A suspense shocker in the psycho tradition. An electrifying tale of intrigue, madness, and death. Come prepared for the shocking climax. The last 15 minutes will jolt you right out of your seat.
A movie I adore, of course, and almost nothing happens in it. And The Bat People has a little bit more going on than Blood Mania, I think. In fact, The Bat People has fantastic monster makeup effects by Stan Winston.
Directed by Jerry Jameson, who did Starflight 1 and Terror on the 40th Floor, and written by Lou Shaw. And it is about Dr. John Beck, who takes his new bride, Kathy, deep into the Carlsbad Caverns. He's a bat expert, a bat person, and he gets bit by a fruit bat that turns him into a vampire.
Well, it doesn't turn him into a vampire. It turns him into a werebat, because this is a werewolf film. These are werewolf-type transformations, and the doctor does not remember that they even happened. So he starts to have little terrifying hallucinations where he's actually remembering murdering the victims. But
did I kill someone? I'm not sure. Let me wander through a cave filled with bats to figure it out.
Terror. Biting, clawing, gnawing its way into your brain.
She was standing there in front of me, in her fur coat. So, she takes it off. Not a bloody stitch on.
Hate, as personal as your own pulse.
I didn't kill her.
that sounds ridiculous, of course, to say, but that is a terrifying concept for a film anyway. And there are people who do lose touch with reality and they're not aware of what they're doing when that happens. So it's not that far-fetched. And I think what they're really getting at is that you might be crazy and you might be the kind of person that is capable of something like this and you don't even know. That's what all werewolf films are really about. And The Bat People, that it's about that too.
I looked up some of the other titles for you. Working title was Angel of Fear, which doesn't sound right. Winged Death was a pre-release title. And then I really like the Italian title, Il Morso del Pipistrello, which is The Bat Bite. It sounds way cooler than the Italian name sounds. Would you say this movie is a love story?
Absolutely.
It's kind of beautiful, isn't it?
The Bat People would make a great double feature with Terror at Red Wolf Inn because they're both horror films and they're sort of gruesome, but it's really a love story at heart. The Bat People is one of the most inspiring love stories.
I think that's the thing about it is that these people kind of come together and, hey, that's who you're supposed to be with. Yeah, maybe you become a werebat, but such is life.
But both movies end the same way. They really have the same conflict at heart because there's a relationship and it's a strong relationship. And in The Bat People, they're married. This couple is married. And
married in real life too, right?
That's right. Yes. They were really husband and wife. Stuart Moss and Marianne McAndrew truly were married in real life.
He's also in Dr. Death, Seeker of Souls, which I think is another... It's very close to your genre.
Oh, absolutely.
Filmed in Carlsbad Caverns, in the Mitchell Caverns. The Doors was filmed there, as was Jonathan Livingston Seagull. I like that there is like this nightmare world that he lives in, dreaming of the things he does at night.
Well, yeah, he and his wife are on their, well, he's doing research for a project because he's a workaholic and just can't stop working. But he has sold it to his wife as sort of like, well, this is also our honeymoon. And they're going to go like skiing, and they're going to go sit in the hot springs, and they're also going to go into a cave where they decide to have an impromptu jam session, and they try and slip away from their cave exploring party, their tour party. They fall into a pit, and the husband is bitten by a bat that just comes out of nowhere.
The bats. I don't hear anything. Quiet. One of them's getting closer.
And he kills it, but instead of keeping it, he kicks it away. So he has to get all these rabies shots. They don't have the bat to examine. And after the bites, he starts transforming. It's got those werewolf tropes to it, but it also has, most werewolf films also have a woman who loves the werewolf. And she usually ends up sacrificing herself for the werewolf, or she kills the werewolf.
If we go by Paul Naschy world, that's the only way to kill a werewolf in a Paul Naschy movie. You must love him. Like, there's a lot more rules in Paul Naschy werewolf world.
You have to die too.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder how they figure out these rules. Like, how do they know these rules? Has it happened that many times that they figured it out by now?
Jerry Jameson didn't have good luck because he also directed Airport 77 and Raise the Titanic. So, like, he wasn't getting the best. I like Airport 77.
77 is great. I don't know why you would say that's bad.
I don't think it's bad, but I think the rest of the world would say it's not good. I like 77 because they're all like, it's got a great cast, right? They all do, but it has Joseph Cotton, Darren McGavin, Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
Like, and
none of them were quote unquote good.
No,
there was something ridiculous about each one of them.
The first one is, though, like, it was released to be like a big deal. Do you know what I mean? Like, it has some cachet because but after a while, like, the second one, the second one's fine. And then, like, the third one, people are like, oh, this is a little weird. And then by the fourth one. But hey, Airport 77 was nominated for 2 Academy Awards. So who am I to talk down on it? It was nominated for Best Art Direction and Best Costume Design. Edith Head did the costumes. Wow. And did you
did it for 75 too, didn't you?
Yeah, and did you know that from 1977 until 1990, there was a Airport 77 screen test theater as part of the Universal Studios store? As you went through, they rebuilt all the sets from it. And the hijacking, the crash and rescue, and then they would film you in it, and then they would give you a digest version of the film and put your scenes in. Each mini film was available for purchase on 8mm film and video. Someone has had to have posted that on YouTube.
That is a keepsake. This is blowing my mind.
Right? Could you imagine? Right? Like, and I know my dad would have been like, that's too much money. I'm like, Dad, like, I'm in Airport 77. I'm playing George Kennedy's part. I'm Petroni. And I'm like, we got to land this plane. And like, I think I would do a good job.
That's way better than going in the karaoke booth at Kennywood and getting your song on a cassette.
Why do you think people don't like this movie?
Because I think most people think it's boring.
They just don't have their mind open, huh?
It's not what the movie isn't what they want it to be. And that's fair. Because especially because the ad campaign made it look like that there was an entire race of bat people swarming in this cavern. And that this was going to be some kind of, like, tribe of bat creatures.
Like a gargoyles kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it totally was not. That's not what it was. Although the It Lives by Night ad campaign is much more honest. It one. There's only one. The very title suggests there's only one. It Live by Night.
Until the end. Spoiler for a movie that's 50, almost 60 years old.
Yes. I think it's safe to say that Mrs. Bat Person wanders off into the caverns at the end of the movie. She starts to hear the same whispering wings that her husband heard before he turned.
Please, no.
I must stay. I need help.
And this happened, by the way, one of the most disturbing scenes in the film is that she's in distress. She's in a hotel, a motel in this
I
town.
would rather stay in a motel than a hotel. I just want that to be.
Me too.
Yeah.
But sometimes women don't feel the same way. We're more adventurous because we're dudes, but sometimes women want a nicer place to stay. So she's just like shacked up in this motel in this ski town that they went to visit, never thinking that they would be there for longer than a day or so. And she's got this sheriff pestering her for sex. Like he's trying to come on to her, Michael Pataki. And
Pataki's the most horned up dude. In every movie, he's horned up. I really think that was him.
He's coming after her hard, and she rejects him. In the middle of the night, her husband shows up in human form. And then he starts to make love to her, and he gets in close, and we see that he is now a bat person. His nose, the wiggling nose always gets me. Somehow, I don't know if they did that as an insert with a real bat or whatever, but they made it look like his nose was wiggling for real. And that always gets me because he's right up close and like kissing her or whatever.
And that's how he transfers.
Yeah.
That's another way to become this person.
Sex.
Pataki's in so many of your favorite movies. Have you ever thought about that?
I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
A couple times every day.
Yeah. Dracula's Dog. He's in Dead and Buried, The Baby,
Grave of the
Vampire. Yeah. He directed Mansion of the Doomed, for God's sake, and Cinderella. All Dream No Evil. That's another movie you like. Return of Count Yorga. I first saw him as a kid. He was a cop in the Spider-Man TV movies. He was Captain Barbara.
I remember him from those. Did you mention that Michael Pataki's in Halloween 4?
Oh, totally forgot. Between this movie and the Baby, he's super horned up in The Baby. He's like lighting his hand on fire, and he's like, I don't know how I got to this party, but this party's awesome. No one has ever been to a party like that, I think, in their life.
He's upside down on the stairs. He's so horny it hurts.
Mm-hmm. Could you imagine going to that party and you're like confronted by the people that live in the Baby's house? And like, how do they make money? Well, sometimes I model and sometimes I do tennis lessons. Not enough to keep that house.
Well, Anjanette Comer was the only stranger there. I mean, like, all these people knew Baby. They knew this family, so
they were cool.
They were just like, oh yeah, that's the family with that adult baby.
What are you doing down there?
Do you want to dance or talk?
My favorite thing is when I first saw the trailer for The Baby. You said, you've never seen this? And I said, no. And you're like, let me set that for you. It's an adult man that's a baby and sounds like a baby, and everybody wants to f him. Oh, I want to see that. An adult baby who a babysitter just puts her boob in his mouth.
For some reason, and then his sister was into bed with him and drops her nightie on the floor very dramatically.
It's PG.
What do you think you're doing?
We were just fooling around. Nothing really happened, honest.
Nothing happened. With your damn tit in his mouth, and you call that nothing? You're lying.
Anjanette Comer definitely has something going on, although she wants him for a more sinister reason.
The reveal, and I will not spoil The Baby no matter how old it is. The reveal is jaw-dropping.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, that really happened. And like,
I did not see it coming.
Me either. Yeah. I thought that Anjanette Comer's character would be reduced to killing everybody else, right? I get that her obsession about the baby, but I thought it was the sexual obsession and not what it becomes. God, what a joyous movie.
I feel really bad for Ruth Roman and her daughters in that scene because I don't know.
They're trapped. They bunt. No. And that's what's amazing about that movie is the whole movie, you've been conditioned to hate them because of how they treat baby. And then at the end, it flips it on you.
You see who the real villain is.
That's awesome, though. How many movies do that?
My leg. Oh, they're broken. I can't move. Oh.
Though
If you do villainous things, though,
Yeah.
they do try and kill her.
yeah,
I mean, they're not beyond that also.
Baby's like a John Waters movie, but without but playing it completely straight and just there.
It's a little too competent.
I mean, it's made by a major director, and
Sure. Ted Post.
Ted Post made a Planet of the Apes movie.
He made Magnum Force the same year. Can you imagine?
You love motels. You love spaces where nobody is around and there's nobody around you for a long time, like desert spaces. And you love the vibe of these things. And you also kind of like movies where people are freaking out and they don't know why. They're like having their own happening. So this like really, I think, is a formative movie. If we're to understand the Groovy Doom canon, if there is one, this really feels like this is a seminal Groovy Doom canon film.
It really is.
Yeah.
For all the reasons you mentioned and more. Also, this is another movie with Arthur Space from folks at Red Wolf Inn. He's the wino that the bat creature kills after being nice to him, because he's a doctor, and he finds Arthur Space, the wino, laying in a barn somewhere, and he has an injury, and he patches him up and gets him secure again, and then he transforms and ends up murdering him, of course, because he can't help it. But anything with Arthur Space in it is going to get my attention. One of the characters from The Severed Arm is in this.
Paul Carr.
Yeah, he was in The Severed Arm. So there are people in this movie.
You know what's weird is when this came out on DVD, it came out as a double feature originally with The Beast Within, which feels like a movie that a lot happens in it. Versus,
well, there's always the other side of the coin with a double feature too. The Beast Within is nonstop screaming, monster transformations. And once it gets going, actually the Beast Within is pretty dull up until the final third of the film.
Then it gets wild. I'm going to have to put screams in from it right here on the show.
Oh,
there's like a 30-second block of screams from.
The more screams, the better. I keep forgetting about the screams on your show.
Yeah. If somebody liked this movie, what other films would you send them down the path of?
Anything. Well, now see, this is sort of an eco horror film because we're talking about bats, but it's not an eco horror film either. So probably something along the lines of The Mutations.
Nice.
Which is also from 1974. That would be a nice double feature with the Bat People because it's, human to strange, unexpected animal or plant. That's a common theme in The Mutations. But also maybe Chosen Survivors, which was another a killer bat movie out around the same time. There, we should say that there is an actual bat attack in this film.
Yeah.
The little bats, they go after one of the characters, and it's really kind of gruesome because they keep showing bats hitting the windshield of his car and splattering. I hope that wasn't real.
We showed this with Chosen Survivors. That was a double feature we did when we played this on the show.
Oh, well, see then.
Chosen Survivors is a smorgasbord of things. It's like a post-apocalyptic movie. It's a government conspiracy. It's blacks against whites and different groups. It's bat attacks. It's spelunking. It's got it all. Spelunking movie. And you know what my favorite spelunking movie is, right?
Alien 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Survivors is a fashion film too. It's like the futuristic fashions that they have down in their silo.
I always think about the people, spoiler if you haven't seen a movie from 1974, what happens to the people afterwards? Because they're like, hey, guess, I know we told you it was a nuclear war and a computer paired you guys up. We're just kidding. And everything's cool now. Go back. And you just menaced me with bats. Like, you really put us through the ringer. And they're like, well.
Not to mention psychologically devastated them. I mean, for X amount of time, they've been living in there thinking that everyone they knew was dead.
Like they've gone through the grieving process and have PTSD for something that didn't happen.
Not only that, like their entire world is gone. Like there's nothing.
There's nothing, and they're the last people on Earth. They're going to spend the rest of their lives never seeing the sun again. And we're kidding. I just imagine like that poor guy, whoever you know what I mean? Can you imagine that's your job? Like, hey, go tell those people that we were just them.
Wow. But, they also weren't there for them when things started to go sideways.
Yeah.
Silo and the bats got in.
You got to bat-proof your silo, right? I think we know that. I mean, we know that now. Maybe we didn't know that. Yeah. I mean, that movie is also a lesson film. What, anything else that you had on this movie that you'd like to bring up to the nice listeners?
Only the nice listeners.
Yeah. If you're an asshole, shut your podcast off right now.
You're already not listening.
Yeah.
You're an asshole.
Yeah.
I think that the Bad People is important for a number of reasons, even though it's a minor film and it's a minor 70s film. It did play a lot at the drive-ins and grindhouses. And it's something special to me. I truly think it's special. It doesn't overachieve. Mm-hmm. It's got just sort of like a low-key thing going where it just wants to be part of a drive-in program or a multi-film lineup. Movies like that are essential to the genre experience because it was not all about elevated horror. It wasn't about, every movie couldn't be The Exorcist. Every movie couldn't be Rosemary's Baby or even Jaws, even though that was actually intended to be more like an exploitation film. The Bad People doesn't overachieve and it accomplishes something anyway, which I think that might sound, sort of strange to say when a movie, there's this conception that a movie is supposed to be as good as it can possibly be and it's supposed to wow you. And I think that's why people hate The Bad People, because they go into it expecting to be wowed and everyone's hoping for something grand to happen. It doesn't. But once you get past that, The Bad People does have something to offer. I think most low-budget films of this era, especially horror films, which were cranked out quickly to make money sometimes, I think regardless of how much time was or wasn't put into the movie, you can get something special out of it anyway. It's almost sort of like an atmosphere by default when you start stripping away fancy budgets and star power. You get to the core of filmmaking, just like sort of freaking people out with these ideas. That's what turns me on about The Bad People.
Well, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting me. This was fun.
Hello, Ghost of Carolyn DeFonseca here. You can find Bill Van Ryn on Facebook as Groovy Doom, where he posts daily ads for great films of the past. He's also on Etsy at etsy.com/shop/groovydoom. You can also watch him and Sam on the Drive-In Asylum double feature every Saturday at 8 p.m. on the Groovy Doom Facebook and YouTube pages. Sometimes they have that rakish AC Nicholas on. AC, I hear you're a producer now. Call me. I am a spirit. Let me know when you want me to try out.